The gang fled the Pharaoh's Trove casino as a wave of hot grease consumed the casino floor. As the tsunami of grease was about to turn the god of shoes to the god of being dead, Lassius felt a vibration in his pocket and reached for his key to the cobbler's cottage, teleporting him to safety. The gang burst through the door and emerged to absolute chaos, where red pandas and raccoons were duking it out against snow leopards and slices of watermelon. Lassius rejoined the fight, portaling back after creating another banger shoe with the cobbler. Colonel Pandas, speaking in his classic southern drawl, blamed the gang for the failure of the watermelon soda product launch event. As he moved in to smack the shit out of Ringo, the god of red pandas, Horus blocked the blow and the two quickly began to trade devastating blows. Their power level dwarfed the others around the gang. Horus, now speaking in a deep, almighty action movie voice, seriously looked like he went through a Yu-Gi-Oh! Mother friggin' Yami Yugi transformation. Like damn son. The gang moved in to support Horus and tipped the scales in Horus's favor. Lassius pulled a classic prank of tying Colonel Panda's shoes together, and he fell on his face like a stupid idiot. Ringo hot-wired a car and sent it speeding at Colonel Pandas. Nolene did a sick flip to dodge the incoming car, and it wham, crash, bang, boom, smacked the ever-living daylights out of Colonel Pandas. As the gang stood over like the cover art for Straight Outta Compton, they pleaded with Horus to kill him. Horus insisted that he be left alive and with a warning. Lassius, attempting to do what Horus could not, smacked Pandas in the head with his shoe staff, but all it did was bend around his head. Pandas whimpered off, and Horus revealed that he nearly was bested by Colonel Pandas and didn't have the strength to finish him off, but not like that. This at least meant that he totally would have killed him if he had the choice. This satisfied the bloodthirst of the gang. Outside the casino, a skeleton raised from the oil and began reconstructing its flesh. This turned out to be Enelon, who immediately started angrily approaching the gang, no longer stuck in slow motion. As she was about to unleash a tirade of insults, Ognir approached her and explained that this was the plan the whole time. She was set up to be at the poker tournament to lose it on purpose, and that she had done a great job. Gaslit to oblivion, Enelon rejoined the party, utterly confused and flabbergasted. Serenity, the turnip princess, flew in to bring the gang home in her patented turnip hot air balloon. The gang spent a moment to mourn the loss of Bryathar's airship. It wasn't even covered by insurance. They flew off after not leaving anyone behind. The gang arrived back at their underwater fortress, and Lassius immediately headed to the kitchen and began cooking up his signature hot pockets. He even found some of those fancy French ones. Horus attempted to eat his well-earned stack of hot pockets, but raccoons and red pandas kept snatching them from him. Fed up with the disobedient minions, Ringo mandated that anyone trying to eat Horus's hot pockets would have to 1v1 Colonel Pandas. They all seemed to get the message. Nolene got Enelon to forgive her by giving her Hercules' shirt. Everyone met up and found out there was a new mission from Cyril. There had been a murder at the Library of Knowledge and they were to investigate it. The gang first decided that not enough random people lived in their home and then headed off to McDonald's to visit an old friend. Walking up to the counter, they saw a familiar face, the orange cat manager that helped break Damos. The gang recalled their fond memories of tormenting that lame-o Damos. Ha Damos, more like Lamos, am I right? Anyway, the gang asked for Bones Jarmin, their former mysterious skeletal butler. The gang had left him working at the McDonald's to help the orange cat manager cover his shift while he joined them at the arena for the fight against Damos. The gang promptly forgot to pick him up for multiple months. The manager protested they couldn't just take their best employee. The gang tried to negotiate to share him, but Bones Jamin chimed in, stating that he couldn't leave. The world's dumbest boss ever, Cyril, had ordered him to work at McDonald's until further notice. They pressed him harder and tried to get him to act on his own free will, but he revealed that Cyril had his soul. The gang was disappointed in this development, but was offered a complimentary meal. Lassius started screaming 55 burgers, 55 fries, 55 tacos, 55 pies, 55 cokes, 100 tater tots, 100 pizzas, 100 tenders, 100 meatballs, 100 coffees, 55 wings, 55 shakes, 55 pancakes, 55 pastas, 55 peppers, and 155 taters. Somehow he was okay with this, but the gang had to metaphorically, for once, bend his arm backward for 3 sauces. The gang then arrived at the Library of Knowledge and made their way inside. They met Athena, goddess of wisdom, who was hard at work studying caterpillars of the multiverse. She guided the gang to the site of the body, none other than Somad, the dusting god. He had been working at the library studying under Athena, but sometime at night, he was assassinated by getting stabbed in the back. There was only a single stab wound. Ringo, now donning a cute outfit, was able to determine that the angle of the stab was from an upward angle, as if the assailant had to reach up to deliver the blow. And I don't mean the good kind. Lasius found dirt on Somad's shoes, indicating that he was outside or something. The gang took note of the evidence and decided to investigate the murder. They then split up and did some independent research. Bryathar picked up a new spellbook, Resurrection for Dummies, and Lasius, being the narcissist he is, looked himself up and saw that his name now appeared in the archives, showing he's the apprentice of the cobbler. The gang then departed the Library of Knowledge, determined to bring the murderer to justice because murder is wrong and the gang can't be proven to be linked to any crime scene, so we can say that. Will the gang solve Somad's murder or just blame Damos? Will Bryathar get insurance with his next airship? Will Cyril ever pay up with precious time in the cocaine vault? Will Bones Jamin ever be freed from being a wage slave so he can go back to being a butler slave? Find out next time on Realm of the Gods, Godfellas.